Hi guys, how you doing? Um, I want to talk about very briefly about the loss of my friendship to my best friend. Um, it is very sad that my best friend, has not. I seem to have lost my best friend. It is very sad, but there's a couple of sayings that I take to heart. One of them is, if you love someone or something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. And if it doesn't, it was not meant to be. And also that I value friendship with someone who wants to be my friend, who wants my friendship. And to beg or force someone to be my friend, that is really not what I'm about, you know. Because it negates what how I value a friendship. That it's a friendship from somebody who wants to be with me, who wants my friendship, who wants me to be in their life. And if I beg or force them to be in my life, then I can't really enjoy the friendship. I really can't. I can't benefit from the friendship because they're being my friend against their will, which is one thing I can't understand about women being submissive, you know. Because I'm more flattered about a woman who wants to be with me, you know. And if she doesn't want to be with me, if she doesn't want my friendship, so be it. So be it, you know. And there's also something else that I've often said too, and that is, if someone does not want me as their friend, it's their loss. It's their loss. Yeah, I feel sad that a long time friendship has ended, but it's really their loss. If they don't want to be friends with me anymore, it's their loss. Yeah, it's my loss too, but it's more their loss. Because, it then makes me think, hey, I'm valuable. I'm valuable as. But you know what people think, and the way that they think, that if somebody doesn't want to be your friend anymore, that somehow you have failed as a friend, or that you've done something wrong, and you want to make it right. Yeah, you do want to make it right. But if somebody just is not interested, then you feel like a failure. You feel like a failure. It is a terrible, terrible feeling to feel like you're a failure. It's one thing to be a failure at a job, or a failure at a career, or even failure as a husband. Well, yeah, or a wife, you know. Any time a personal relationship ends, whether it's a marriage, lover, or even a best friend, it's a tragic, heavy weight on that person's heart that somehow they feel like a failure, that you have failed. And I think that's been part of what I have been feeling, that I failed as a friend. And if I failed as a friend, then that means I have failed as a human being. And it's a terrible feeling to feel like you failed as a human being. And there have been many people who have committed suicide over this feeling of failure as a human being, based on the fact that a friendship or relationship failed. The relationship failed. You didn't. And that's what I've basically been telling myself. That you as a human being is not a failure. You are not a failure. The friendship is a failure, but you as a human being are not a failure. You're still valid. You still have validity. You still have worth. So you have not failed as a human being just because friendship fails. The friendship is really the only failure, or the relationship, or the marriage. But you did not fail as a human being. And that is what I tell myself. I tell myself that, and I've been telling myself that. And I think I've been telling myself that lately, and I just want to share that with you, that I've been feeling like a failure as a human being in other avenues of my life that I'm working on that have been successful, that I've been showing success. So what happens is, yeah, I have been successful in aspects in other areas, such as weight loss and so forth. And then as soon as a friendship ends and you feel like a failure as a friend, you feel like a failure as a person, and then you say, what the hell why am I even trying anymore? Because I'm a piece of crap and I'm not worth anything. But that's not true. It's not true. That just because you have one failure doesn't mean you're a failure in everything, you know. And it's not a failure. You have not failed the relationship. The relationship itself failed. The relationship itself failed because the relationship is not all about you. The relationship is a combined entity between you and somebody else, or you and an endeavor, or whatever. But mostly relationships are between two people. And as the old cliche goes, it takes two to tango, you know. And it takes more than one person to have a relationship. Mostly it takes two people to have a relationship. Communication breakdown creates the failure of any relationship. And basically that's what there was. Because it takes two people. Unlike somebody I know who thinks that they're beyond any criticism, any scrutiny, any imperfections at all. It's always the other person that's at fault. But it takes two people. So, I just want to share this with you that I am starting or going to start to think more positively and not think about myself as a failure, that the relationship is a failure. And like I said just a few minutes ago, it's their loss. It's that person's losses. Yeah, I feel a loss, yes. But you know what? It's their loss. Because there will be somebody else. And there are a couple of people who value my friendship. And I just thought of this just now. Okay, one person decides don't want to be a friend anymore. But you have other friends. And they don't feel the same way about you as that person does. So, your relationship with this person ends or fails. But you have friends elsewhere. You have other friends. And those friendships are not affected at all. So you yourself are not a failure just because one friendship ends or one relationship fails. You yourself are not a failure, and it's proven by the fact you have other friends. You have other friends, you have other friendships. And those friendships are not affected one iota of what happened in one relationship. So, to anybody who's lost a friendship and you think that you as a person are a failure because this one friendship ends, or this one relationship ends, or has failed, I realize this now that, okay, but you're not a failure. I'm not a failure. Look at these other friends. Look at these other friendships I have. You know, and you still have them. They still want to be your friend. Matter of fact, they're unaware that anything happened. You know, because unless you tell them about other friends, they don't know who your other friends are, or they don't know what happened in your other friendships. You know, so you can't feel like a failure if you still have ongoing friendships elsewhere. Your friendships over there. Okay, you lost a friendship over here, but you still have friendships over there. And those friendships are still going on. And they're still your friends regardless of what happened over here. So you can't be a failure as a human being if you still got friends over here. Over there, you got friends over there. So these are the thoughts that I keep in mind when I think about the loss I feel in my friendship, my longtime friendship. And so you know what? It's their loss. Yeah, I feel a loss too. But it's more their loss. They don't want to be my friend. Hey, that's their choice. And they have every right to choose their friends. Just like I have every right to choose my friends. So, I just want to share that with you. And I think this will play the part in my healing process that for some reason, in losing all my stuff, maybe I wasn't meant to have it. There's probably a reason why some aspects I wasn't meant to have. Doesn't mean I'm a failure. Doesn't mean I have no future, because my future isn't written yet. No one's has. At the end of Back to the Future Part 3, your future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one. And there's a lot of truth in that. A lot of truth in that. Your future hasn't been written yet. Your future is whatever you make of it. And okay, fine. I lost stuff. I've been losing stuff for years. A little bit here, a little bit there. You know. And you just move on. I wasn't meant to have it. Okay, fine. Maybe something better is going to happen around the corner. Another wise person once also told me, I've heard this a lot, that when one door closes, another door opens. Now, some have adjusted to say when God closes one door, God opens another door. But you can just say that about life. You know, metaphorically, when one door closes, another one opens. But it's also along the same lines that I have said about no matter how bad something is in your life, because of a balance in the universe that I believe exists, that the same amount of good will make up for it and balance things out, because I believe in a balance in the universe. So it's all part of the same thing. So, anyway, that said, this is really all I wanted to talk about. And so, thanks for listening, and thanks for watching, and I'll check out later. Okay? Take care. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks. Bye.